Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler.
And Mike, and this high school track video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company, and all of our track and field coverage this year sponsored by a donation in honor of Ron Alice.
Welcome, everyone. We're out at the Track and Field Championships. We made the long drive once again up to Moorpark, and this would be an historic day for Long Beach on the track, which is what we say at the start of every track video, it feels like.
And we're usually correct. We're going to open up with the girls 4x100. This is Wilson's Taryn Maroney is going to be handing off to Kaylin Edwards, where Polly's Layla Holland is handing off to Jalen Hunter. Bit of a shaky pass for the Track Rabbits here, as you're obviously hoping to start off the day with a smooth 4x1, but Hunter runs a really good second leg. She's going to pass to Anaya Brooks. Edwards to Brooke Blue for Wilson as they come around the second curve.
Yeah, Brooks able to give Polly the lead going into the anchor leg, and after that first pass, you're like, okay, how's this race going to go? But the Jackrabbits a nice job, settling into the race, and then Polly's anchor is going to be Brooklyn Lee.
Is Brooklyn in this one?
Clearly she is, Mike. Wilson's Lauren Webster right there with her. Ayala charging in third, but Polly wins it 46-16. Wilson in second, 46-35. Good start for Polly.
Spread gold, that's the Brooklyn way. Polly's Frosh-Soft varsity relay here. 3 freshmen and a sophomore. Football players looking really good. It's the freshman Julius Johnson starting it off, and this is going to be a much cleaner pass to another 9th grader in Ben Harris. Obviously, he's been the fastest freshman in the state this year. One of the fastest in the state he was the fastest in the state for a long time. He runs a great leg on the back stretch, and he's going to hand it off to Jalen McNeil. Again, nice smooth transitions for the Jackrabbits. McNeil with nobody around him. Rabbits very comfortable in the lead. And then Dante Wright, another freshman superstar football player, takes it, and he is all alone.
Yeah, Wright could do no wrong here, Mike, as Polly's in control, wire to wire, and just checking the clock as they finish here, and the time will pop up. It is a 40-93. Green and gold fired up about that one. Poly fans got to be salivating. These young Track Rabbits are hyped with that performance, deserved celebration, and very important points in the team competition.
We will be keeping a close eye on the team competition. This, though, is all about the man, the Para man. Milliken senior Jason Para in the boys 1600. This is not his marquee event, but he was the top qualifier coming into today.
And he got to the front, which he likes, and he would hold on to the lead as we go to the bell lap. So the final 400 here. Para dropped back on that final lap, but he's got a kick left in him. Here he comes as he goes to the front, stride for stride with Beckman's Yvonne Felix. One of the closer mile races we've ever seen. Lean at the wire, and Felix is going to get him with that lean. Para in second at 4:07.10. Silver by just 0.04 of a second. Wow.
You make me run that far and beat me by 0.04 of a second. We might have to talk off the track.
I'm hot.
We
bro.
go to
I'm
the
hot.
girls 100 hurdles, and we've got a lot of Long Beach athletes in this one. Wilson's Kaylin Edwards in lane 4. Polly's and East Becker lane 5 are the favorites. Wilson also with Aileen Washington and Jemiah Sanders, and Polly with Morgan King as well. But it's Edwards in lane 4, looking strong. Becker right with her. Clean finish for the two. Edwards first, 14-19. Becker 2, 14-26. Long Beach love right there. Washington 4th, Sanders 7th for Wilson. And we go to the boys 110 hurdles.
Yeah, a lot of Long Beach in a lot of these races. 2 Wilson Bruins, left side of your screen. Sedwitz Dumont in lane 7 and Ethan Barty in lane 9. A messy race. You see 2 runners tumble in lanes 2 and 3. So Wilson a chance to get some valuable points here. Dumont finishes 5th, 14-40. Barty in 7th, 14-79. Both guys moved up 2 spots. That's 4 extra points for Wilson.
We go to the girls 400. Wilson freshman Sanaya Bernardo in 6. Brooke Blue in 7. Polly's Jalen Hunter in 3 and Aaliyah Stokes in 1. All 4 runners will be returners. A freshman, 2 sophomores, and a junior for Long Beach in this race. And there's a ton of underclass talent for Polly and Wilson. This is going to be Blue in 2nd coming off the curb, but Bernardo making up ground, and Hunter also hanging in there for Polly. It's Ayala senior Kayla McBride who wins it. Bernardo 2nd, Blue 3rd, Hunter 5th, and Stokes in 8th. A lot of points for the Long Beach teams.
Yeah, points were just flying around like crazy with all these athletes that qualified. A trio of Long Beach runners in the boys 400. Wilson's J. Ron Harris there in lane 3. Teammate Caden Burrows in lane 7. And then here comes Polly's Zy Ricks in lane 6. Everywhere you look, you see one of the homies.
Absolutely. Ricks, the senior, we haven't seen at full strength this year, the Georgia signee, and then Wilson going up against him with 2 underclassmen. Zai with the lead coming out the last curve, but he's got company. Portola's Ryder Cooper on his horse and chasing him down. The freshman Burrows is going to be in there at third, but it's either Ricks or Cooper for the gold. And almost a photo finish. The board will reveal it. Cooper outleans him, wins it in 47-37. Ricks 700ths back. Burrows in third and Harris in eighth.
Yeah, so Rick's unfortunate to not hold on for the win there, but obviously moving on and still has a chance to win state in that event. Girls 100, trio of poly runners, Lee, Holland, and Brooks, along with Wilson's Lauren Webster in there as well. Chaparral's Keelan Wright in pink will win, but a great run for that poly trio. 2-3-4 they go. Holland 1186, Lee 1189, and Brooks 1190. So the Track Rabbits very excited about the 2-3-4 finish, separated by just 0.04 of a second. I mean, when everyone shows out, you can all win together. Like, that's pretty cool.
For sure, and all three teammates going on to Masters next week together. Now we go to the boys 100. Poly freshman Ben Harris into the spotlight. He's put himself on the map with a win at Arcadia and is a strong contender in this race. Harris, not one of the top qualifiers at prelims, but they all start from the same spot, Tyler. It really doesn't really matter in this one.
Exactly. It's just who can go 100 the fastest. The freshman, a great performance. He could take second in 10:43, just 500ths off of the win, but 8 huge points for the Poly boys. And now let's head out to the field a little bit, starting with the high jump. 2 Jackrabbits, Poly's Joy Anderson and Jill Wetland in this one.
And Anderson's best mark was 5'4". She took 6th place. That's a big improvement over where she qualified. So nice team points for the Jackrabbits. And then Wetland, the junior, has already won this event as a freshman. She had another great performance today. With this clearance at 5'6", she's going to earn gold for the Jackrabbits, her second individual CIF championship. And that is going to help put Poly on their way to a girls' team title.
Yeah, definitely racking up plenty of points on the track and on the field. Now, be careful. Let's get throwing. Milliken's Duke Hemsley in the shot put. A great performance by him. The senior came out and took silver with a mark of 54.09.
Then we go to the discus. Let's discuss the discus.
Why
Wilson's
not?
Leighton Scott fires up the DeLorean for a throw of 159.10, takes 6th to earn 3 huge points for the Bruins. Poly's Mai Ricks, the throw double for the Jackrabbit. She took 6th in discus, 120.02. 5th in shot put, 39.04. Senior adds 7 points to Poly's team total.
Now in Division 3, Cabrillo's Lauren Farr in the shot put. Near, far, wherever you are. Her top mark was 36.0.5, good for 5th place, going to the west side. Congrats to Lauren.
The school record holder, Lauren Farr, a big one right there. Now let's jump. Wilson's Lauren Webster getting the crowd into it. She bodied the D1 long jump, 19.75 to win gold, and she was actually a little ticked off afterwards that she didn't hit her target. Her teammate, Taryn Maroney, also in the D1 final, she saved her best jump for last, a 17.5 to earn 8th and another team point for the Bruins.
Now a Weston Road flow, Poly's Jonathan Weston in the long jump. His final jump was also his best, 21.125 to place 8th. Not his best jump, but all points are valuable in this very close team race. To the girls' triple jump, Dakari Hampton jumped 35.275 to finish in 8th for Wilson.
And then Jordan Samaya Stevens, also in the triple jump, 3 Long Beach girls in this. She took 6th with a jump of 36.275. She will be a Masters alternate next week. Long Beach's top finisher in that event was Wilson's Journey Spencer. With the braids flowing, she jumped a 37.9.5 to take 4th.
Now, on the boys' side in the triple jump, J-Town Jr. Jamar Andrews with a nice showing. His 45.5.5 is good for 5th place. A lot of 5s in there, a lot of J's in there too. Shout out to the jumpers. Now let's get back on the track. Girls 800, another Poly freshman, Shariah Lewis-Williams, and she will get out quickly and go right for the lead in this race.
She's a super impressive freshman. Very excited to see what she does in the future. At the halfway point, she's still hanging with the leaders. She would fade over the final 200, dropping into the pack. Ends up taking 7th in 2:15.98. Like we said, very bright season so far and a valuable contributor to Poly on the relay.
Boys 800, Wilson's JT Kramer foreground, Wyland Obando in the background for the Bruins. And a big race here and a fun one to watch. At the start, those two would find one another and kind of run together in the lead pack. At the end of the first lap, Kramer out in front with Obando charging. And then on the final lap, it's Obando in front, and they are not going to catch him. The sophomore wins a CIF title in 152.04. Kramer in 6th, 153.03. And then one of my favorite moments from this day, Wyland goes right to the stands, and that's what it's all about right there. Just sharing some love with the fam. I mean, I'm going to get emotional watching this. I love it, Mike.
For sure. It's a special moment of the track, a lot of pride and joy right there. And you magnify that story times every race, basically. We go to the girls' 300 hurdles. We have 4 more league runners here. Wilson's, Edwards, and Venardo. Polly's, Becker, and King. Wilson's Edwards, the defending state champion in this, but Becker beat her at league. I mean, Edwards and Becker going head-to-head in the middle of this track, 2 of the best in the state. And as the race got longer, Kaylin Edwards got stronger. Pulls away for the win in 42 flat. All alone as she crosses the finish line. Becker second, 43.62. Venardo third, King fifth. Bruins go 1 and 3. When you stand on business, you deserve to take a seat, Tyler.
That just sounds reasonable to me, right? 2 Wilson Bruins in the boys' 300 hurdles. Dumont in lane 9, Barty in lane 1 as they conveniently bookend this race. And not expected to win this event. So really any spot you can move up is huge in the team scoring. As you can see, the Bruins not going to win it, but they take 6th and 7th, just 100th apart. Barty, 38.64, Dumont, 38.65.
We go to the girls 200. We've got 4 Long Beach runners, Lewis and Holland, Lee from Poly, and Lakewood's and Maya Rice down in lane 4. Wearing red. Lewis, Holland, and Lee for the Jackrabbits have really been coming on strong this season, coming off the curve. Right from Chaparral will finish off her sprint double, but obviously for Long Beach, we're concerned about the local runners. Nevaeh Lewis running well in lane 8. She'll move up for 3rd. Holland takes 5th in 24.79. Rice from Lakewood, 7th, 24.84, and Lee from Poly, 8th in 24.85.
Boys 200, a huge race in team scoring. Poly with freshman Julius Johnson in lane 1. Ben Harris back in lane 4. And Harris hoping to build off his silver in the 100. Juju hoping to make up ground. They're not counting on him to score in this race, but there's always that potential. Devin Bragg from Los Al going to cap his sprint double. But as we've mentioned, every position is key for those Jackrabbits behind him. Harris, 21.37 to finish 4th, and Johnson, a great run, 21.48 to finish 5th. That's 9 points for Poly, thanks to 2 9th graders.
And they really needed those points for sure. A big move from Johnson, who qualified 9th but moved up to 5th. We go to the girls 3,200. Poly sophomore Avery Peck has been setting school records in this event just so she can go out and break them again. And, the Jackrabbits obviously known for their sprints. It is Speed City, not Distance City. But Peck has been adding it up in the 2-mile. Her shoe stayed tied the entire time this time, and she would go on to take 8th in this race.
Now to the boys 2-mile. Milliken's Jason Parra, the 2-time defending champion in this race. He's going to jump out to the front and make sure he claims gold after his 2nd place finish in the 1600. So close in that race, but as you can see, this looks like Parra getting out to a big lead. And at this point, now he's just racing against the record books, Mike.
And, he's a pretty exacting kid, but he was actually not even aware, as he's joined here by Cathedral's Emmanuel Perez leading the D3 race, he wasn't aware that he was making history here. He had plenty in the tank, sprints to the finish, loves the time of 8:48.36, but guess what? It's a new Division I record, breaking the old mark from 1983.
That's crazy. Perez also deserves a shout-out. 8:52 flat broke the D3 record from 1976. Shout out those two.
Incredible stuff. We go to the girls 4x400. Poly in lane 4, Wilson in lane 5. The team title has been wrapped up for Poly at this point, but they're looking to sweep the relays. Wilson obviously looking to play spoiler. Brooke Blue for the Bruins and Jalen Hunter for the Jackrabbits, running basically identical opening splits as they make the first exchange right here.
Wilson's Aileen Washington with a nice second leg to give the Bruins an early lead in this race. As you mentioned, just trying to end it with a win as Poly already had clinched the team scoring. Kaylin Edwards then increases that advantage for the Bruins as she's going to set it up for freshman Sanaya Venardo. Obviously, we've heard these names a lot in these videos. Jackrabbits going to do their best to try to come back, but Venardo would bring it home for Wilson as the Bruins win the battle, but Poly wins the war. 3:45.28 for Wilson, 3:48.59 for the Jackrabbits.
And we will come back to those team results that we mentioned in a little bit, but a very intriguing end to the day. The boys 4x4. Poly with a 2-point lead on Wilson coming into this. The Bruins need to make up those 2 points. One easy way to do that is just finish a spot above the Jackrabbits. Poly in first place, but the Bruins the higher seed for the event. So both teams could win it outright. Both teams could tie. A lot of options on the board, and it all comes down to a signature event.
Wilson lane 5, Poly lane 7. A rare moment for two league rivals at the CIF finals with so much on the line. What a cool moment this was. Darion Shefford for Poly, Wyland Obando for Wilson. First legs, again, remarkably even between these two schools. Again, so much on the line. This is awesome.
For sure, and that's going to be Shefford handing off to Gus Armstrong, Looked like J-Ron Harris for Wilson might have gotten clipped a bit by Rancho Cucamonga's runner. Poly drops to third. They could lose the title and Wilson could win it outright as Harris hands off to JT Kramer and Gus Armstrong hands off to the sophomore Noah Smith for Poly.
And Smith puts Poly just barely ahead on the backstretch. He came out gunning on his leg, but back comes JT Kramer for the lead over the final 200 as those two went back and forth. Super entertaining. And can the freshman Caden Burrows for Wilson hold off senior Zy Ricks with CIF on the line? I mean, wow, this is what you kind of dream about. Down the stretch they come. Run, 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 run for your life. Ricks doesn't make it easy on Burrows, but he's going to hold him off for the win. 3:14.50 for Wilson, 3:15.16 for Poly, as we are going to have co-champions going back to the LBC.
Yeah, that leads them to a tie at 44 points each. It's the first tie in 70 years for a team championship at this event. Wilson girls with 82 points to finish runner-up. That's a silver plaque. 8 more than they had when they won it last year, but with a whopping 96 points. Long Beach Poly girls with their 22nd CIF team championship. And we know the Track Rabbits know how to get down, Tyler.
Oh, absolutely. There's no music playing on this clip. They're just like feeling themselves as they should. Almost hitting triple digits is crazy. With the shared boys title, a coin flip going to decide who gets to bring the gold home with them for now. Poly goes heads, which you should have gone tails.
Tails never fails. Tails never fails. Doesn't matter what sport. Wilson will take that home, but it's a big what up Long Beach. We up Long Beach. All the hardware coming back to the beach as somehow these two teams won 3 team championships between them. The Poly with the double for the first time in 20 years, and the Wilson boys winning it with the Jackrabbits and taking the silver on the girls' side. What a special day for Long Beach.